You know, there's something truly magical about picking up a good book, settling into your favorite chair, and letting the words transport you somewhere new. Maybe it's a mystery that keeps you guessing, a love story that warms your heart, or a biography that teaches you something unexpected. But here's the thing, reading isn't just a way to pass the time. After 65, it becomes something even more powerful, a secret weapon for keeping your brain sharp, vibrant, and young. Now, you might be thinking, really? Just reading? Oh yes, science has shown us that reading regularly does incredible things for our minds, especially as we get older. It's like giving your brain a daily workout without ever stepping foot in a gym. And the best part, it's enjoyable, relaxing, and something you can do at your own pace. So today, let's talk about why reading after 65 is a superpower, and how it helps keep your brain young in 4 remarkable ways. By the end of this, you might just find yourself reaching for that book on your shelf a little more often. The first superpower, reading strengthens your memory. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or struggled to recall a name you know you should remember? We've all been there. But here's the good news. Reading regularly can help sharpen your memory in ways you might not expect. Think of your brain like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. When you read, especially books with rich stories or new information, you're giving your memory a full workout. You're keeping track of characters, plot twists, facts, or even new vocabulary, all of which challenge your brain to store and retrieve information. And it's not just about remembering the story itself. Reading helps strengthen those neural pathways, making it easier for your brain to hold onto other details in your daily life. It's like building a habit of mental fitness, one chapter at a time. The second superpower, reading keeps your mind nimble and adaptable. Life after 65 can sometimes feel like it's moving a little slower, but your brain doesn't have to. One of the most amazing things about reading is that it introduces you to new ideas, perspectives, and even worlds you've never experienced before. And that kind of mental stimulation, it's pure gold for keeping your mind flexible and adaptable. When you read, you're constantly processing new information, making connections, and even problem solving, especially if it's a mystery or a book that makes you think. This kind of active engagement helps prevent what some people call mental rust, that feeling of being stuck in the same old routines. And here's a little bonus. It doesn't matter what you read, whether it's fiction, history, science, or even a gripping thriller. The act of diving into something new keeps your brain on its toes. So go ahead, pick up that book you've been curious about. Your brain will thank you for the adventure. Now, these are just the first 2 superpowers of reading, but there's even more to explore. Because not only does reading strengthen your memory and keep your mind agile, but it also does something truly beautiful for your emotional well-being. And that's where we'll go next. You know, there's a special kind of comfort that comes from losing yourself in a great book. It's not just about the story, it's about how it makes you feel. Maybe you've had one of those moments where a character's joy lifted your spirits, or a heartfelt passage brought back a cherished memory. That's the magic of reading. It doesn't just engage your mind, it touches your heart. And that brings us to the third superpower of reading after 65. It nurtures your emotional well-being. Life can bring its share of challenges as we get older. Changes in routine, missing loved ones, or even just those quiet moments when the house feels a little too still. But books, they're like faithful friends, always there to offer comfort, laughter, or a fresh perspective. Studies have shown that reading can reduce stress, ease feelings of loneliness, and even help with mild depression. Think about it, when you're immersed in a story, you're not just observing, you're experiencing. Your brain reacts to the emotions on the page as if they were real, releasing feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. That's why a funny novel can leave you chuckling for hours, or a touching memoir can make you feel deeply understood. So the next time you're feeling a little down, try reaching for a book instead of just scrolling through the TV channels. You might be surprised at how much lighter you feel. The fourth superpower, reading keeps you connected to the world. Now, let's talk about something we all cherish as we age, staying connected. It's easy to feel like the world is moving faster than we are, especially with technology changing every day. But reading is one of the simplest, most rewarding ways to stay engaged with life. no matter what's happening around you. Whether it's keeping up with current events through newspapers and magazines, diving into a historical novel that teaches you about another era, or even exploring books on new hobbies, reading keeps your mind curious and involved. And that curiosity, it's contagious. When you're well-read, you'll always have something interesting to share in conversations, whether it's with your grandchildren, friends at the senior center, or even your book club. Ah, yes, book clubs. That's another wonderful way reading strengthens social bonds. Sharing thoughts about a book isn't just about the story. It's about exchanging ideas, laughing over favorite scenes, and seeing things from someone else's point of view. Those discussions can spark friendships, keep your mind sharp, and remind you that you're part of a community. So, whether you're reading solo or with others, every page turns into a bridge, connecting you to new knowledge, new people, and even new versions of yourself. Now, we've covered how reading boosts memory, keeps your mind agile, lifts your spirits, and helps you stay connected. But there's one last superpower we haven't talked about yet, one that might just be the most surprising of all. Isn't it remarkable how something as simple as reading can do so much for us? We've talked about how it strengthens memory, keeps the mind nimble, lifts our spirits, and helps us stay connected to the world. But there's one last superpower reading gives us, one that's truly extraordinary. The fifth superpower. Reading may help extend your cognitive longevity. Here's something that might surprise you. Studies suggest that regular reading could actually slow down cognitive decline as we age. Think of it like this. Just as physical exercise keeps your body strong, mental exercise keeps your brain resilient. And reading? It's one of the best workouts there is. Research has found that seniors who engage in regular reading and other mentally stimulating activities have a slower rate of memory decline compared to those who don't. Some studies even suggest that avid readers may reduce their risk of developing Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. Now, that doesn't mean reading is a magic cure, but it does mean that every book you pick up is like an investment in your brain's future. And the best part, it's never too late to start. Whether you've been a lifelong reader or just rediscovering the joy of books now, your brain responds to that stimulation at any age. So if you've ever thought, maybe I should read more, consider this your gentle nudge to go for it, bringing it all together. So let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Reading after 65 isn't just a pleasant pastime. It's a superpower that strengthens your memory, keeps your mind sharp and adaptable, lifts your mood and eases stress, helps you stay connected to people and the world, and may even protect your cognitive health for years to come. Not bad for something you can do in your favorite chair with a cup of tea, is it? Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the last book you read that stayed with you? Or maybe there's a classic you've been meaning to revisit. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be reading every one of them. And if you found this helpful, why not hit that like button and share it with a friend who might enjoy it too? Remember, every book you open is another adventure waiting to happen, another chance to learn something new, and another way to keep that brilliant mind of yours young at heart. So here's to happy reading, and to living every chapter of life to its fullest.